Hello everyone, this is Colin once again. I'm making this video on an interesting note because I don't want to go around accusing people of plagiarism or wholesale borrowing from other people's websites unless it can be actually verified. So this is really kind of a interesting observational story as opposed to how I could make this video like, so I've just exposed so-and-so and therefore they need to confess and whatnot. I'm merely pointing this out because I find it interesting. So, a lot of you have been paying attention to my videos, and you've seen that I've been going through the gentleman named Ahmed's Quran 3, and I've made about 15 videos against him, and I've stopped making videos about him and about his videos because I figured this is a guy who's never going to stop. As much as you try and make videos against him, you're not going to get through to him, and his hardcore subscribers, you're never going to get through to them either. So really, I just saw that I was wasting my time and really just had no further ambition to actually make refutations to his videos. But occasionally I'll go by his channel and I'll watch some of the, if it seems interesting, I'll watch one of his videos and just see what he has to say, do some research, see if he's correct. Every time I do that, I find out that he's basically barking up the wrong tree and that he's utterly wrong. And I know this just on a personal level, and I just move on from there, but I don't actually waste my time making a video. Having said all that, I have to say that I'm actually breaking my own rules here. I'm actually making another video against him, but this again is of a different nature, because I'm not going to go through his video systematically like I've done in the past. I'm just going to comment on the video itself, like what the gist of what he said. Now, the video I'm referring to by him is called the Death of Muhammad, and in this video he tries to resurrect the age-old story where apparently Muhammad was poisoned by a Jew and a female, a Jewess, and he died because of the poisoning. Now, of course, this is a false claim. False because if you're going to say that Muhammad actually died from the poisoning, it's a miracle in itself because the Prophet lived 4 years after the initial poisoning. And so, in all intents and purposes, he died a natural death. This wasn't like, his death was not attributed to poisoning. In fact, there's not a single Muslim scholar, or historian for that matter, who actually says Muhammad's death was of poisoning. In fact, I'm going to post a link to Wikipedia, and I do this basically on humor, because again, this is not really meant to be a completely serious critique of his video. But the link to Wikipedia that I'm going to post in the description section has a listing of famous people that have been poisoned. And Umar, not Umar, the second rightly guided caliph, but another caliph, he's on the list, and Ali as well is on the list. So, ironically enough, Muhammad is not on the list of this list of famous people that have been poisoned throughout history. So really, in other words, poison, and the result was death. Muhammad is not on this list. Now, I mean, is that major evidence? No, it's Wikipedia. But I just find that kind of interesting that even on this simple list, which anyone can edit, Muhammad isn't on the list of famous death by poisoning historical figures. But now let's come to the actual video, because now that we know that this really isn't this is a false claim, that he died, and the whole point of his video is that if Muhammad was a true prophet, then how come he didn't know that the lamb that was being served to him was tainted with poison until after he ate the lamb, according to certain traditions? Now, when I was listening to Ahmed's Quran 3's video, he kept referring to an individual named Ibn Sa'd. And Ibn Sa'd is a historian. He's a historian, and according to Islamic traditions, Ibn Sa'd was the secretary of Waqidi, al-Waqidi. Now, based on past videos you've watched of mine, also on Ikra Productions, al-Waqidi is the man who's responsible for the tradition of the Satanic Verses, which I've dealt with extensively in other videos. And al-Waqidi, according to all the major scholars of classical or modern, is considered a liar. He's a fabricator of hadiths, he is a liar, and he's considered a weak traditionalist. So Ibn Sa'd is getting his material from al-Waqidi. He was the secretary of al-Waqidi. Now Ibn Sa'd, to his credit, he wrote 8 volumes of histories. Volumes 1 and 2 is actually the life of Muhammad, but Ibn Sa'd's references for the life of Muhammad in his first 2 volumes of his histories are completely based on his knowledge of Waqidi's material. So in other words, if Waqidi is not reliable and is deemed a liar, and his secretary is getting his information from al-Waqidi, that means anything from Ibn Sa'd is considered unauthentic. And in fact, on the 3 levels of biographers, Ibn Sa'd isn't even on the list, which means he's not even considered an authority when it comes to biographies. Now, scholars will say that he is trustworthy only on his material of campaigns and military stratagem of the Muslim empires. This includes the time of the Prophet. But they say that the most authentic biography is Ibn Hisham. Ibn Sa'd is not known for his biography of the Prophet. He's well known for his campaigns, and even Ahmad's Quran 3 mentions this book. So, having mentioned that, when you listen to Ahmad's Quran 3's video about Ibn Sa'd, it's not an authentic source, as much as he tries to pretend that it is. But that's really not the point of my video, because I've already established that Ahmad's Quran 3 uses unauthentic sources, but tries to pass them off like they're completely true. Like when he tries to tell his audience at the end of the video, read Ibn Ishaq, it's considered the most authentic and earliest biography of Muhammad. I've already disproven that. That's not a true statement. Ibn Ishaq is not the most authentic, but now I'm just repeating myself from past videos. What's the point of this video, really? Let's cut to the chase. I'm listening to his video about Muhammad apparently dying from being poisoned. And I go to answeringchristianity.com, and they have several rebuttals on this topic, which I'm going to post in the description section. But, you know, if anyone knows Answering Christianity, when they do rebuttals, and they really do rebuttals from answeringislam.org, run by Sam Shimon, and this other person named Silas, who apparently is another article author on answeringislam.org. Now, what's interesting is that when Answering Christianity does a rebuttal on their articles, they post what Sam Shimon, or Silas in this case, what Silas says, and then they do their response. So I'm reading the rebuttal, which I'm going to post in the description section, and make sure you all see it. And I start reading what's citing his article, and it starts sounding really familiar. Now, mind you, I start reading this about 3 minutes after I finish Ahmad's Quran 3's video. And I'm reading Silas from answeringislam.org, the hater. I start reading his article, and it starts sounding oddly familiar. And then it dawns on me, Ahmad's Quran 3 in the entire video of his was word for word reading, wholesale plagiarizing from this guy Silas from answeringislam.org. I kid you not. Go and listen to his video, and then start reading the article that I'm going to post in the description section. Word for word, it's the same thing. So Ahmad's Quran 3 is trying to pass this off like it's his material. I mean, granted, does he say that? No. But, I mean, does he give any credit to Sam Shimon, or Answering Islam, or Silas, the author of the article? No, he doesn't. The only link in his description section is to his own personal blog. Now, does he have permission from Sam Shimon? Maybe. Is he indeed Silas, the man who wrote the article? Perhaps. So I'm really giving Ahmad's Quran 3 a chance to explain himself here, but if the answer to both those questions and comments are no, that means Ahmad's Quran 3 is not coming up with his material on an original level. He's just reading off of answeringislam.org. And everything from answeringislam.org has been refuted by answeringchristianity.com. So if he is just plagiarizing from answeringislam.org, that really says a lot about his integrity and his honesty as being a person on YouTube who's trying to disprove Islam. So again, this is not really an I've exposed you video. This is merely just asking this question and wanting some clarification. So thank you everyone for watching. Peace be with you all.